Sorry about that, y'all. My phone cut off. Yeah, my phone cut off. I don't know if y'all can hear me good, but my phone cut off. So let me see if I can get my brother back, Brother Kenneth. See if I can get him back real fast. Sorry, y'all, I'm just inviting some people. Alright, that should be enough. I invited my brother back. And, okay, here you go, right here. Sorry, man, my phone popped off. Hold on. There you go, he's coming back. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Hey, you can't take no day off out here. Hey, Kenneth, you got to start your phone over or something, saying it's not, you're not accepting no calls or something. See, can you start your program over? No days off, my brother. Hey, Brother Kenneth, send me an invite, man. See what's going on. But only thing we was doing, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but we was actually going through some of the things that Mr. Bell brought up to me, as well as, you know, needs to be discussed. Which is, how does preterism fit in with, I'm trying to phrase it right. He can phrase it a whole lot better, so I'm just gonna do it phrase it like I can. How can preterism fit in understanding who the true Jews are? I think that that's a great conversation, because first of all, like we were saying earlier, a lot of people, they're taking a lot of that money, especially these Christians over here. They're thinking that the Jews over there are the real Jews. So they're taking a lot of that money, a lot of the resources that they have, and they could be pumping into their community, especially the community that needs it. And they take it all and they send it over there to Israel. And those Jews who's already got a lot of the world construct under their fingertips, they take all of their income and resources to stay in power even more and longer. And man, they like, it's so much that's occurring because of it. I mean, these people control your wars and some of your policies and everything. They're taking advantage of the simple-minded Americans as well as the people around the world, because they know they ain't the people. They could care less about the people. The thing they do, they created their own little Torah thing, and they created things so they could be able to enjoy being the fake people, as well as get all these resources from people, because it's quote unquote promised to them. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be feeding the promised people, because if we bless them, we'll be blessed. Not knowing that the real true people are the people in the ghettos, the people that's actually getting shot here in America, are getting killed for this, the people that's out there killing themselves. Those people, those downtrodden people that y'all look at like, man, what's wrong with these people? Those are your real descendants of national Israel. But even though it doesn't matter, because we're in the new covenant. But if you want to be correct with what you're doing, try to help build up your neighborhood first, because these are the quote unquote God's chosen people right here from the Torah. So if you want to be a Torah follower, then do what the Torah tells you to do. But people, they're running off with it, and it's not their fault. They have been given bad history, and then they see what we're doing on these corners, condemning everybody. So ain't nobody gonna believe that. I mean, if I see a brother on the corner saying forget every race in the entire world except black people, I'm not gonna listen to him either. You know what I'm saying? So they use the country, they use us to destroy us. Meanwhile, they get all of the advantage because they're smart. I mean, they're smart.
Use your anger against use as a because they understand psychology. So use your anger against you, and that's the thing. Instead of taking the anger and putting it in places that's beneficial, you know, they rose up and standing on the corner not doing anything. Forget standing on the corner, dude. We're already in the kingdom. So since that's understood, now I'm about to go in my communities and about to purchase some property. You understand? I'm about to, you know, do the same thing they do, because at the end of the day, you see, what needs to be understood is like everybody can continue to keep doing what they're gonna do. No matter how much you say that this person's the devil, he gonna keep, if he really is the devil, he gonna keep being the devil. Because if we read the Bible, it says that the devil don't care if he's the devil or not. So my thing is, you don't realize that you yourself is condemning your own self and oppressing yourself in that instance. Like, yeah, we get oppression is real, but if you're standing on the corner and you're yelling and screaming when you could be using those hours to build a business or to buy, I know for me, because I live in New York City, you understand, there's a lot of, you know, buildings that are, you know, abandoned, and the property tax isn't that much to, you know, acquire, you know. So meanwhile, we complain about gentrification or other people with higher, you know, incomes coming into our neighborhoods and, you know, pricing us out. We could be buying buildings and preventing that from happening, you know, because if you band together and you bring your money together and you understand that you build an economic base with your own people, you know, you buy up property, then you don't have to complain anymore. But if you continue to keep working for those that you know keep saying oppressing you, it's never gonna work, bro. You see what I'm saying? And this is things that needs to be understood. And I keep calling into action these people that I see on the corners. I say, yo, when I see them, get off the corners, build with me right now so that we can get these buildings in our hood and keep moving. Because at the end of the day, bro, I'm gonna keep it 100, and I'm always one person to keep it 100 and call a spade a spade. If you don't own anything, no land, no nothing, you literally are just sitting there languish. You see what I'm saying? And you complaining about your situation when you can clearly change it. Like it's so many people showing you that you can change it.
Right, and people gotta understand something. The character of the Most High, He's a just God, right?
Exactly.
And He gives you what He gave them, what He told He was going to give them. So, by default, every promise that He ever made to Israel, He fulfilled. So what that means is He has no more obligations to give Israel anything outside of the new covenant, because He has given all He said He was going to give. It's not His fault that Israel transgressed and did away with their own covenant. Therefore, it allowed Him to be that just God and to punish His people. It's not His fault that this is what they did. But He gave us all a brain, and for us not to use it, it's like we're all sitting and waiting on something that's not going to happen. First of all, Christ, the King. Well, let me take it back. Let's talk about the Father, right? That King Nebuchadnezzar said that back then when he was on the earth, that the Most High ruled over mankind. and he did whatever he wanted to do. It was all in his power. So what that means, during the whole Assyrian captivity, the Most High was ruling over mankind. During the whole Egyptian captivity, the Most High was ruling over mankind. So, if you go through all of those histories, you will always see that there has always been war, there has always been plagues, there has always been famines. The plagues go to pestilences. There has always been negative situations that people had to occur. Do y'all think that the Assyrians wanted to get destroyed by the Babylonians? I mean, you think they was like, yay, good, kill them. We like this. I mean, really, do y'all think that people was excited? So hardship has been throughout history while the Most High has been ruling. So a utopia on planet Earth never was meant to occur. It's all, if we're all in sync spiritually, we can build something amongst ourselves. The people who's in one mind, one accord. These are the people that you build with. But we're so divided and we're so off with our doctrine that we feel that either A, King David is going to come save us, B, Elijah is going to come save us, C, Christ is going to come save us, or D, we all should pick up weapons and try to save ourselves. None of it is going to happen because we have the wrong construct in our mind. If we actually took, like you said, brother, all that time that they're spending on the corner yelling at people, telling people out-of-date doctrine that has nothing to do with our time period, they could be investing in building a community. We know that Black Wall Street happened one time. We know what happened to Black Wall Street. We know it. We know what happened. But we can't be scared to get back on the boat and do it again. We can't be.
You know what it is? And my bad, brother. Go ahead. Oh, I'm glad you said that. And exactly, it's fear, bro. It's this so-called boogeyman fear. And not understanding that, bro. If we gotta listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up like this. We didn't get out of slavery by being scared. You get what I'm saying? Our ancestors fought back. We didn't get out of, Jim Crow, even though it ain't all the way gone. Let's just be honest, all around the country. But we didn't get out of it and making it a little bit better by being scared. You get what I'm saying? So we have to continue because at the end of the day, somebody gonna have to take the bullet, man. If we saying that we living in Christ's way or walking in Christ, well, Christ gave up the ghost. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna say Christ a black man, then really believe that. All right? Yeah. Be ready to do what he did. Because at the end of the day, ain't none of y'all ready to die for the nation. As if you talking all that, Christ was the black man. Okay, so you gangster, so die for the nation then. Because that's what Christ did, right? Did he not? Did he not die? Listen, he died for the whole world, yes. But he definitely always was in the interest of his own people as well. Yes, he died for the whole world, but he never made it slight that he was coming to save his as well. He also made it, to a point that, being in line with other people, but also being in line with yourselves as well. Because, he came from that line, but those that wasn't trying to be with it, of course, they got cut off. But the point that I'm making is, listen, if you're really saying that this man is black, or you really saying that these people are black, or so on and so forth, then live that. That's my thing, because they didn't sit down. When they was in every captivity, they didn't sit down. They made whole utopias for themselves.
Sure.
Come on.
What I was trying to say is, what are people who have been trodden down so long? What they did was they took history and tried to make it a weapon. The weapon isn't that Christ was a black man. The weapon isn't that the disciples were black people. That's not a weapon. That's just the color that the Most High chose for them to be, if you want to call it a color, or that's just the pigment that the Most High chose those souls to be in. So that has nothing to do with nothing. What you're supposed to be doing is saying, hey, my people are destroyed. So What mind frame can I take from my ancestors? I'm reading the Bible. This is full of my ancestors, okay? With the Greeks, they had their own ancestors. And look, they became a world power, right? The Romans, they had their own ancestors. They became a world power. We keep going on. Even today time, we have the EU. We got all of them. They have their own a stance on, or their own piece of government to be in power. So
Yeah, Chinese,
everybody
Korean.
is using what they got to get on one accord to build something, except the descendants of Israel. We're the only people that's not doing it.
It's
My
true.
brother, check this out. Everybody came out of, I would say, the commandment keepers.
Yep.
I would say everybody came out of the commandment keepers. And just 150 years later, everybody was in one understanding. 150 years later, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, we got over, what, 2,000 Israelite camps?
Yeah, it's a lot and counting.
In like 100, I think he came out with 1890 with the commandment keepers. It was somebody else, but I got to do the thing. But I know that some came out like in 1890. By 2019, we got over 2,000 divisions. Dude, that's crazy.
That's madness.
That's crazy. That's a lot of confusion in just about under 200 years.
It is. It's a lot
And
of
the only
confusion.
thing they got in common is we the children of Israel. We the descendants of the children of Israel. Okay. So if the Most High put that blood in you, that understanding, what are you doing with it?
Exactly. So my thing is yeah, like for instance, like, okay, if we going by we the blood descendants of Israel, which is good to know. You know, there's nothing wrong with knowing your lineage, because everybody knows their lineage, from the Arabs, from the Ethiopians, so on and so down. So by them knowing it, they use it for, you know, power. You get what I'm saying? They go and they band together, they build buildings, they create banks, they create finance, they create like a own system together. Just like we was just talking about the so-called Jewish man. The so-called Jewish man don't deal with nobody but himself. You see what I'm saying? Now, whereas we might say that that's wrong, in the economic standpoint, it works, because that's what everybody else is doing. Whether they claim to be Christian or not, you know, they're all still working with each other, you know, for a certain political power or a certain, you know, economic power. Every group of people is doing that. You know, every group of people is doing that. I know, for instance, like, I live in New York City. I'm gonna say this again because it's very important. And if you go to Manhattan, Lower East Manhattan, Lower East Side Manhattan, you see Chinatown, a whole town full of nothing but Chinese people that work together, you know, have everything owned and literally named Chinatown. Now there's like 100 Chinatowns in this whole entire world. So it shows you, like, you know, people understand that working together, or if we're going to teach that nationality, because me personally, I don't feel like nationality is wrong. The only time nationality becomes wrong is when you try to be more supreme than somebody else. That's the only time it becomes wrong, because, you know, God created nationality. He did. But when you start using it for supremacy and start saying, yo, my nationality is more important than yours and I want to war with you, that's when it's a problem. Because now you're starting to do what they did in the ancient world, because that's essentially what they did. Because before, there was no race. Race is a social construct. And I always tell people this: race do not exist. That's socially constructed. It's literally like a fairy tale, something that somebody created with a mind state. It doesn't exist. So you had nations, right? So what people would do is they would say, oh, my nation is bigger than yours. Let me crush and clobber you. And that's the same understanding that people take today. Like when you see all these nations like China and Russia, that's not a race thing, that's a nation thing. They trying to crush you by nationality. It ain't about race. See, race is Americanized understanding that came in the 1500s. Nobody respect that because you got so-called white people, right, who come from other different nations of nationalities. They don't consider themselves white either. I know Albanians, they don't consider themselves white. I know Irish people, they don't consider themselves white. They consider themselves Irish, or they consider themselves Albanian because that's the nation they come from. And ain't nothing wrong with that because God created us and our differences, but our differences is what makes us beautiful. You get what I'm saying? It should not divide us. It should unite us. We should say, oh, okay, this person is different, but he's only different by so-called color. Because at the end of the day, bro, color don't matter. I mean, you got black people out here who as white as snow, and you got black people white people who's as black as, tar. So at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't matter. These social constructs is what divide people. People actually still believe in race. And that's one of my things that I feel like needs to be abolished because it's asinine. It came from a bunch of people who wanted to divide people over dumb stuff.
Well, my construct that I have, man, I say this, put everybody under the gospel and build from there. Like, if I can get a couple, we can get a couple like-minded. If we take it, let's say if we take it like from the way the Most High took it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Most High picked out a specific people for him because he saw something in that nation. The nation made him destroyed a couple of times, but he saw something in that nation. So it lets it be known that, okay, it's okay to have to be, to have your differences.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can be on one front, one united front under Christ, then it would make everything 100% better.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see it happening. And I love all my brothers and sisters out there. But it's something about an African American that sticks out to the whole entire globe. So, that being said, if we can get some African Americans behind something that belongs to them, which is the Hebrew understanding, and get them to do their part into building their community or our community, and then we work with other people to expand our community how it should be. See, the problem we have right now is our mindset is off.
Mm-hmm.
Due to slavery and all that stuff. We don't want to unite unless we put another nation on top of us, because that's what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing other nations on top of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if we use that same power that the Most High has put in us through the gospel and be on top of ourselves and work with other nations equally, not above them or they above us, but if we work with them equally, we can build it how it's supposed to be built. But we can't do it right now because either we're too prideful or we're too scared.
That's true.
One or the other, always.
Or we trying to, basically pull each other down. Because once again, it goes with the slave mentality. It feels like, I got to shoot or kill my own brothers for me to get to the top. Because at the end of the day, if we going on the grounds of sellout mentality, right, or that, right? If you see any other nations, let's keep it 100. They don't sell each other out, man. They don't. They don't. Not to other nations. Because even though they might say they love you or whatever on some real talk, let's say they got a business, right, brother? And let's say they employ everybody, and they say we are equal opportunity employer. Everybody says that, right, to be politically correct. But you notice when you work for them, they doing a little bit more for the people that they kind of come from. It is what it is, man. If I'm going into a place that's Chinese dominated owned, I might expect, because we in this country, we all mix together and stuff. Let's work together. But they gonna unequivocally do more things for their people, man. It's just what it is, man. because they have an identity. They like, at the end of the day, he's Chinese. He's my brethren. You understand? He come from the same, block I come from. You don't understand? Whereas I might not overtly, show that I'm not showing allegiance to my own. They still do it. You get what I'm saying? Because they understand that, listen, if I don't do that, then somebody else is going to come over and conquer me. People been conquering people. Let's just keep it 100, man. People been conquering people since AD times, man.
Right.
I mean, BC times, People been doing it. We all did it to each other. We all conquered each other, man. Even Israel. Read the Bible, man. We was out here conquering other nations. Of course, by the power of the Most High. I'm not just saying that, it was just our power. But you know what I mean, my brother. People been conquering each other, man. It's just been happening forever.
Right. In fact, I'm just gonna give a little side note.
Mm-hmm.
The Benjamites almost got killed off from was it the Julites?
Yeah.
When they raped that girl, I remember I read it in Josephus, but the Benjamites almost got killed off by the nation of Israel.
Yep, because what they did was they left her out there because she had cheated on her husband or whatever, right? And he got mad, so he let the men and that's part of the whole tribe rape the woman and basically drag her and mutilate her and kill her. So Israel as a whole heard of the evil that they did, and they went up there and almost completely decimated the whole tribe because of the evil that they have done. So even within the nation of Israel, bro, let's just be honest, man. I'm gonna just keep it 100. Let's take it further back to Cain and Abel, man. Now Cain and Abel, these two dudes came from the same line, man. Because Adam at that time, that was his nation. It was basically the Adamites. I mean, that's what they coming from, right? And what did Cain proceed to do to Abel? He proceeded to kill him. Why did he do that? Because he wasn't with the understanding that he was with. So once again, even if you're of the same nation, man, if it's some envious or jealousy or just evil specifically in you, you're gonna do evil stuff, bro. Because even if we can boil it down to ideologies or whatever, at the end of the day, we will still have to come back to evil, bro. Because that's what drives the bad that happens. Is evil. That's what it is. It's all sin, bro. And that's what needs to just constantly be pointed out. Like, it's literally sin,
brother,
bro.
that's why I was telling the sister today, man. She I shared that a little comment about a video I saw where a guy was talking loud on his phone and he had like he dropped a check for $10,000. Where it was a white homeless guy. He came and he picked it up and he gave it back to him. And I was telling him, see, this is how the kingdom of heaven works. It don't matter the color. So she gonna hit me back talking about something. I'm just gonna paraphrase. Oh, you like the white man and the white man murdered us and all that stuff. At first I hit her back with some facts. I told her the truth, which was, hey, sis, check this out. 85% of the bad things that I have came into contact with in my life came from either a black man or a black woman. 85% of it. No lie. I ain't throwing nothing out. I ain't exaggerating or nothing. So I'm not gonna say that this is a race thing. This is an evil against non-evil, wicked against non-wicked. So I'm like you. It's either the sinful nature or the people who's not being ruled by that sin, or the people that's under Christ. This is how I view stuff. I don't view stuff no more dealing with racial stuff. I'm over that because it's something way deeper going on right now. We got people that's really literally in 2019 outside of the kingdom of heaven, and the Most High done almost literally handed it to them. I mean, he done literally almost say, hey, everybody, all you got to do, brother, all you got to do is like believe. How easy is that? And people don't even want to do that. So he done pretty much, you got to do other stuff. You got to do some work. But he done pretty much handed everything he promised to us. And for us to reject it, I don't want to be in dealings with the people that openly reject my Father. So I can't look at people. I don't look at who's the most, this nation did way worse than no, I look at the people now. The individual sin, because the individual sin is what's stopping me or holding me back from progressing, because I don't want to work, let's say I don't want to work 4 months, right? and then buy my family. Let's say I buy my family a new TV. I don't want to put the TV in my house and then we all go out and I come back and it's gone. I don't want to go through that. I blame the people not in the kingdom for stuff like that. I don't blame the race or none of that. I can't do it no more.
I want to say this, right? As to be, you know, also honest, right? Now I want to say this, right? Because this is where it will boil down to, right? Because now for us, because we read the Bible and we have learned the Bible and we understand that it's wickedness. But for people that's in the world though, racism and stuff like that, that is a real thing. Like it is something that, you know, does occur. So when people start speaking on things like racism or stuff, they speaking from their anger from people that's in the world. Because I'll be honest to you, brother L, on contrary, I do experience like crazy racism, bro, like crazy. I'm gonna just be honest with you. And it's like what happens is those are worldly, you know, situations though. I deem those always as worldly. I'm not gonna put that in the same context as if I'm speaking in the spiritual sense. You see what I'm saying? Those things are things that are still alive and prevalent in the world. And I think some people need to understand the fine line that the people, exactly like you said, that's outside of the kingdom are the ones who are perpetuating that type of mentality or thought process. You see, and that's things that I feel like we do got to comment on, because again, as people of God and people who, you know, say that, you know, we love all people, then those people who are being done wrong, we got to speak out against that. Now, whereas I do see that it's bigger, race is still a huge problem in the world, and it's something that needs to be like broken apart by having honest conversations about it or fighting against it when you see it, but you got to do it in a spiritual context. That's my thing, because even though I can put on the kingdom on and know I'm in the kingdom, I know that I'm still walking in the area where people staring at me like I ain't supposed to be here, or they making comments that I ain't supposed to be here, or it's explicit, you know, opinions or reasoning to, you know, the dehumanization of a group of people that I come from. So now I have to.
Brother, what state I live in?
Mm-hmm.
What state I live in?
Oh, you live in Mississippi.
Mississippi, right? That's what we know for, ain't it? That's what we know for.
I got to disagree with you. Mississippi, my brother, I got to educate you now. Mississippi is home of the second largest black population. Now, I keep telling people where areas is where it's a high concentration of a black population, there's a door for diversity, right? Whereas I'm in New York City, it's also a high black population. But when you start to go different parts of the country, it starts to get less and less and less diverse and more homogenous. And homogenous societies causes certain biases towards certain groups of people. Like for instance,
hold on. Mm-hmm. Because but I mean I get what you're saying, but we gotta understand that down here, this is where we'll stay pretty much over from where the KKK originated from. And then we have all of these black activists that got killed and hung in Mississippi. But
true.
I mean, you know, and then we go through all our little countries that we have now. But regardless of all that, so I didn't see it all. But regardless of all that, I'm just saying me personally.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, when you have let Christ fully take over your life, mm-hmm. and you understand fully that you are in the kingdom, the way that I look at stuff now has changed, because I don't look at a murderer or a rapist or a racist person the same way now. Because now I know there's only two people that you have in the world. It's only two type of people in this planet. People in the new covenant and people not in the new covenant. That's the only people that you have on the planet. So I can only expect people not in the new covenant to do things not of the new covenant. So I can't be shocked when this person or this community is overly objective to me because of my color. Just like I can't be shocked when I hear that this brother went out and murdered this brother, or this sister murdered this sister, mm-hmm. or this other person murdered that, because I know now It's embedded in my conscience now that these people are not in the new covenant. So I can only do my part and try to teach the new covenant. But my overall goal is to have a community full of new covenant people that understand that things have been fulfilled so we can make a better stance on this planet. Because we got, I mean, the Most High got time. Christ got time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it's gonna take a lot of time.
Hey, another 4,000 years from now, who knows what it's gonna look like?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything might be perfect. You know what
I
I'm
give
saying?
it 2,000 years, brother L, because right now we gotta beat down, because you gotta look at it. I get what you're saying, you right, bro. But I also feel like as you know, a servant of God, you know, that we fighting against evil. And we know that if somebody viewpoint against a certain group of people for predicated off of, you know, things that they've been taught, that's evil. We gotta fight against that. You feel what I'm saying? So my thing is, you know, teaching the kingdom, but also when people need to be corrected of other nations when they come out and vocally disrespect us, we need to, you know, basically let them know what it is. And then of course police our people too, but also when it's people who's in the same faith as us, you know, explicitly saying, you know, horrid things, we got to put that in check, because every other group of people who's in the same faith will put you in check if you say something off about their people. You see what I'm saying? And this has to be a trend that we have to become conscientious of, because we have to constantly, you know, remind ourselves to not turn the blind eye, because we can become a victim. Because because if we walk right, like if you know Satan is outside, right, brother L, and we walking like, yeah, we in the kingdom, but we still got to be mindful. What I'm saying, we still got to be smart. We can't just, oh, I'm in the kingdom, you know, and then forget that there's still people out here that will kill you, predicated off how they think and believe on you. But this is not the same response. Like, for instance, this is not the same response from us, because I still need to see the black mass murderer. I gotta still see it. You see what I'm saying? Or I gotta still see people who just going and shooting people up for no reason. Off of,
brother,
you know.
brother, he said, fear not the man that can destroy the body. Fear the person who can destroy the soul.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
So,
That's a good point.
So to me, once again, man, it's like it's in my DNA now. All of that nonsense, my brother. If you can't die, you can't die. You know what I'm saying? You can leave this flesh, but guaranteed, my brother, if you go to the spiritual kingdom, you will never, ever, ever want to come back here. Never, ever, ever, ever. Never, never, never. So the point is, we got to get people to that mindset to want to display the kingdom, because the next kingdom, or the continuation of the kingdom, occurs on the next round. But my goal is to get a bunch of people in the mindset in a more of a community thing and expand this, because contrary to what anybody say, if we can get 5, 10 brothers in the same spot, teaching the same thing, having the same mindset, we could build something. And we could build something that other people will want to be a part of. We would build something, my brother, through covenant eschatology and understanding economics, and having a mindset of wanting to bring out something more than we have. That's all we need in order to display the kingdom of heaven on earth, so we can just do better for our community, as well as do better for this world. But it starts between us. It starts with us. It starts with us. And the thing is, it's never going to be a new covenant, old covenant combination. We're never going to be able to work together, because we're working for two totally different things. We're never going to be able to see eye to eye because everybody's not on the same path spiritually. So just like the Most High would not have a divided kingdom, which is, Christ is the king of, he's not going to have a divided kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't have a divided kingdom. So we got to find brothers and recruit brothers like ourselves and build from them. And man, if we come up with a center plan, a centerfold plan, and everybody put work into that plan, man, ain't no telling where we could be at in 5-10 years.
Mm. Yeah, but we got to find a lot of people, again, because
we just need about 5. We just need about 5 or 10 right now.
Mm. I mean, find a lot of people because again, it didn't go, because we speaking to people who's been, all right, I'm treated a certain way, so my viewpoint again is based off of that. You see what I'm saying? This is kind of the situation that was happening with the sister, that I was trying to get her to listen to what you were saying, because people are coming from places of hurt. Like when you have people who have been hurt for so long on both sides, all they know how to do is react and hurt. So everybody has to do their part. I feel like there's people who need social workers in the area who deal with the mental state of our people, because that needs to be dealt with, bro. As you said, and the things that's still going on today. I mean, this is not even just a problem here; it's a worldwide problem, bro. I don't know if you peeped the thing going on in Libya. You read about that?
Right. Hold on. Hey, the brother said they all have been hurt or indoctrinated, which is true. And also with our Messiah, all things possible, bro. And Mr. Lee, I agree with you. Well, I think the Most High and his character through the Bible. Now I heard Mr. Bell say this too, so.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High does just enough that he needs to do in order to keep things functioning. So I think, Mr. Lee, with us having the Messiah within us, we have the understanding and we have that drive and power to do something righteous with our community as well as with ourselves. But I don't think that he's going to come down or influence anybody to give us the type of aid that we need without us first doing it ourselves. Because then we wouldn't learn nothing from the experience anyway. If he just came in and intervened, I mean, the Most High did it a lot of time with Israel, and what happened? They went right back to what they was doing. Because they always, once again, same thing today, they always want a get out of jail free card. And that's what today is what the futuristic doctrine. It's a get out of jail free card. So, I just think that first thing first, we need to start putting out some literature that we write, that we create for our community. Something that we constructed that don't have any influence, don't have any outside influence. And we take it from there and start building up.
I'm down with that. Like how, a lot of us was already over here, man. We do need to write some literature. That needs to be exposed, man, because I was looking into some of that information, that you put me on to, Brother L. And actually, I was denying it at first, but I'm like, this thing, no, you might laugh and you might think this is crazy, but I was just having this conversation with my lady, she was like, nah, the first people over here in America was, Africans, you look at the Olmec heads. And I'm sitting there like, nah, I'm doing science because, Brother L, I'm into, reading a lot, sometimes I get caught up in those things. But she made a good point. She was like, nah, look at their lips. Like, look at their lips and look at their nose. And this is now, Brother L, She as close as this color of this thing, not this white, but you know, really, really light skin. And she like, look at their nose, their lips. You feel what I'm saying? This is the people that was in Latin America and over in my area. I know where it come from. Now I'm sitting here not agreeing with what she's saying, brother. I'm like, nah, they not, they not, they don't got this, they don't got that. But then she showed me all of it, and I'm like, man, it's crazy because a lot of us was already traveling, so a lot of us wasn't slaves, brother. There's a lot of history that I feel like has been like tampered with. You feel what I'm saying? And it leaves you to start asking questions like, yo, what if we was on this land the whole time, bro? Real talk, brother L. That like, yo, imagine that. Like, that would really be crazy. I mean, not me, because I already know I look like a Hamite, bro. I'm gonna be straight up with you, brother. But look, I'm saying others. I'm saying other people. I know me, brother. I'm telling you, bro. I probably came from some voodoo people, bro. You know, we was all dancing like this, my brother. You know, but like, but nah. All jokes aside, you know, there's a lot of information, you feel what I'm saying, that I feel like has been lost, you know. And also I put out a good idea, right? Think about it, right, brother L? This is another thing, how you smash nations and nationality, right? If you believe in the Bible. If Ham, Shem, and Japheth repopulated the earth, wouldn't that make us all cousins, fam?
I know it. Yeah, we're all cousins.
That means we all cousins. So at that point, we all family. So it really don't matter. I mean, if really think about it, right? Like, how wait, what this brother said? Bro, I was looking at a native picture. I was thinking the whole thing. People with golden tip spears. Exactly. Brother Alvin is on point. Like, how did they have spears? And another thing, my brother, how did they speak a tongue that they said literally came and was derived from Africa? As we know, like, African people, bro, settled in all lands, bro. This is a fact. Like the Moors, all of that. This is a fact. You can go to Italy right now, brother L, and see black-faced men with beards. With literature. And another thing that I think you know is important, brother L, is education, bro. Because our people back then knew who they were, so you couldn't take nothing from them. They already knew. You understand? They spoke like 4 or 5 languages, so you couldn't pull a wall over their eyes. They wasn't focused on no skin color or nothing. They was focused on information. That is an ideology that came years later. And you know what's crazy? Those people in the 1500s who were not white, but you know they called themselves white, came up with this idea, and they said, yo, if we can divide people, because we know we ain't gonna divide them just strictly off a nation, because they ain't gonna fall for that. But if we can divide people literally off of skin color, you feel what I'm saying? We're gonna be in power forever. And yet and still, look, it works today, brother. It works today, because now people deem whether you intelligent off of how light you are, and how dumb you are off of how dark you are. So it's literally a problem. You feel what I'm saying? It's something that we need to really get down in the grassroots with, my brother. Like, you know what I mean? We got to be straight up, because if we're gonna be people of God, we got to call out all this foolishness. And it's gonna take time, though. You know, it's not gonna be a 1, 2, 3 thing. Like, I think it's gonna take another 100 years, to be honest with you, bro, because so many people are indoctrinated. You know.
Well, hey, what I would say is, we all should come together, get the subject. Everybody write about 3 chapters on that subject. Put it together, get it fine-tuned, and just put it out. If you can get I say, if you can get 10 brothers to do 3 chapters apiece, that's 30 chapters. Well, we probably won't have 10 brothers, man. If we can get 5 brothers to at least do 4 chapters apiece, that's 20 chapters. But the point is, like everybody's saying, in order to, I mean, for instance, when the Greeks took over, the first thing they wanted to do was expand their library.
That's true. That's correct.
When the Romans took over, the first thing they wanted to do was destroy the libraries.
Right. So that shows something right there, brother. They was like, oh no, we can't let these people ever know. Let's destroy it. Let's destroy it,
hey,
right?
Burn it all. And you know, they did the same thing in Africa.
That's right. Burn it down.
So that lets us know that literature is what makes a difference in future generations.
That's true.
So maybe we need to. I'm for real. Maybe we all should come together and create a book and just
go ahead.
Hey, everybody pick we all come together, pick a subject matter, and everybody put their own spin on their chapters. And man, just put it out, man, and it'll be the first unbiased book that our people did in a while. And if we can put the preterism with it, so we can put everything where it belongs, it'll be the first time that it has ever been done. The first time. There's no black encyclopedia or any black book, period, where different black Americans, or whatever you want to call it, they came together under one house with the preterist view and put out some literature. It hasn't happened one time.
That's true. That's historical.
Not one.
That's historical.
We might be able to create some history right now.
That's true. All kind of stuff will be put in that book. You know, it got to be some real knowledge. You know.
Look at him, brother Al. Look at him. Look at him.
Family politics, economics, exactly. Community, history, all of those things are very important.
Y'all think I'm playing?
I'm dead serious.
Y'all think I'm serious. I'm so serious.
Look at how serious I am. This is my serious face. I'm dead serious as well. Like, that could be something big, something monumental. I
tell y'all what, brother Al, brother Kenneth, I know you down. I know you down.
Yeah, I'm down. Look at me. I'm definitely
brother Al, he down. Bet. I'm down. Let me holler at Mr. Bell. And then maybe we can get Brother Martin or Brother Lee. Brother Lee, you down?
Let's see.
I had to holler. He jumped off when I asked him, was he down? And then he said, control out delete. Control out delete.
Control alt delete.
Nah, he been going in and out. But yeah, I'm gonna holler at Mr. Bell, Mr. Alvin. I'll really 100%. I'm 100% with it. So I'm talking truth. Brother Kenneth, I'm 100% with it. I tell you what. Down. Hey, and I like what he just said. Look, Brother Bell down.
I already know Brother Bell was down, man. Brother Bell real right all the time, man.
I didn't even know he was on the call.
Oh yeah. I noticed he appeared. You know.
I promise I didn't see it. And then we got right there. We got economics, community, family, politics. And if somebody can come up with, what about and add religion to it?
Definitely add religion.
Can we add economics, community, family, politics, and religion? Y'all think that's good? Add religion to it? And everybody just pick one subject and write on it? History, religion. Bet. And everybody just pick. I tell you what, since I love how Mr. Bell playing things, and I love his mindset. I think that we need to pick a day where we all can talk to each other on I already know, brother. I already know, Mr. Alvin. I'm thinking like it already. Mr. Bell, I think we should come up with a time when we all can talk on the phone and actually get a complete understanding of how many chapters that each person needs to do, how much research we want to put in it, and all that stuff. And I say, let's do it. Brother Kenneth, Brother Alvin, Mr. Bell, and me, y'all, I'm a writer, y'all. I like writing now.
I'm done with it.
Y'all know.
I'm done with it.
I take us back to Egypt.
Back to Egypt.
I got a lot of stuff at the house that I ain't cracked open yet.
Yo, me too, man. Oh, brother, I'm gonna send you some books, man,
man.
because you know I got books. Matter of fact, let me show you a book right here, man. Let me show you something. You know, I get that mean. So, you see it?
Okay, look at it now.
You already know. I gets down, brother.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Y'all was made me jump off this truck and walk home. Show you a book.
I gets down, man. I'll send you that joint, man, because it got good information. Speaking about what I was just saying about the Native Americans and stuff. But that's basically like an extensive. Oh, talk about the Hebrews in here too, bro. It talk about Egyptians, all kind of stuff, bro. It's like an African American history book. It's like you know, published and all that. It's like a college book, like use it for college and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's good though. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
brother Kenneth, are you gonna be available Saturday to talk?
Saturday, yeah.
Well, we all come up with a time later on, probably when I'm not driving, when I'm at home, and then I'll hit everybody up and see what time was a good time Saturday. What's the title? I can't see it. He said he needs to see the title of the book.
Oh, let me go get it. Yeah, I'll be ready Saturday, but not Sunday. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna get my WrestleMania on. You know what I mean? Yeah. But
we'll take you long.
It's called. Can you see it now? Or maybe I might have to turn the camera. Let me see if I can. How you even do that? Let me see.
Oh, you're talking to Mr. Bell.
Yeah. See?
Oh, I thought you were talking to Kenneth. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's yours too.
So yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what the brother Alvin asked the question. Yeah, that's the name of it. Yeah, so
that sounds good to me. Let's create some literature. Let's get some literature out.
I'm down with that, man. Because I got several projects. Literature. I'm trying to get a building right now. You know, I'm gonna create a GoFundMe, but I ain't gonna say too much about that. I'm gonna just flex on Facebook. You know what I mean, brother? I'm gonna just flex on Facebook, like, look at my property.
Hey, brother Kenneth, did you add brother Alvin?
Did I add brother Alvin? Did he said to add him? Okay, I will. Because I've been on this pack the whole time. All right.
Yeah, he said add him up. And he said, does that book say Ancient American History?
No, it says African American History. Yeah, African American History. Revised edition.
Yeah. Well, hey, y'all, let me get off the phone. I'm almost at my stop, man. But hey, I'm 100% serious. So y'all got me motivated.
Me too.
Oh man, all praise to the Most High, man. And tell your friend that I'm sorry that I don't have the right monotone type voice in order for her to hear the truth in my voice.
Man, I don't think she's gonna be talking to me, man, because she upset. She was upset with me when I brought out that Christ not coming back, man. She tried to call me wicked and all kind of stuff. Said I'm wicked. She said I don't got no understanding. I was like, man. And then she hit me with the classic, oh, I got a head. I don't even believe what my husband says. I'm like, wow, that must be a very beautiful relationship. How abusive. I'm like, for real, brother. I'm like, wow, you got to go to your husband to talk. Like, I do believe that the Most High made you a human. Like, like your relationship.
Well, hey, that's respectful, man. That's respectful. I respect. But get a husband on the phone.
Nah, but brother L, we got to come to an understanding. Yo, I'm gonna start smashing that doctrine too, because the Most High used a few women as prophetess. A whole woman named Ruth has a whole book in the Bible, fam. So we gonna stop these lies talk about women don't have a personal relationship with the Most High. We gonna stop these lies. Yo, real talk, we gonna stop these lies 2019 today, bro. We gonna stop these lies, bro. Because, yo, your husband can be telling you a whole bunch of Yehudi, and you go follow after him, and you go get destroyed, like.
But hey, brother, her husband could be a little loony, you know.
Yo, you're right, man. You're right about that. But good thing they all the way in Trinidad, so I'm good money, brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unless you want to take 3 plane trips to try to come see me, then, you know, I'm good.
Well, hopefully, I'm gonna try to get my voice worked out. So the next person, you know, I ain't never been judged on my voice before. So we'll see how it goes next time, man. But
yo,
hey, y'all, hey, man, I love all y'all, man. Brother Kenneth, man, you gotta start coming around more, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'll be trying, man. I just be, you know, busy.
Yeah,
I'll
I know what
trying
you're
to
doing.
make these.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
No. No, it's not even like that. Nah, bro. I'm just really trying to like build, you know, in the community, of course. And then, you know, I be, you know, praying. I be on my stuff. I be reading, bro. I put people on the preterist understanding all the time. This is why people don't talk to me now, because I'm the loony bin who believes Christ returned. You feel what I'm saying? So ain't nobody trying to talk to me. My next goal is, because I know this church that my lady go to. You know, I'm gonna just straight up tell them, you know, hey, Christ done returned already, man. How y'all feel about that? I'm gonna record it, brother.
Hey, but hey, you need to come to some of my classes, man, and keep getting some more fine tuning in.
Definitely. I watch all the videos.
Hey, you supposed to be out here sharper than me now, man.
I am. I am.
I'll praise to the Most High.
That's how I knew that Revelation 1 and 9. I ain't hear nobody bring that out yet. I ain't hear nobody bring out how John basically said he was going through the tribulation, and when we know in 65, that's when the Christian persecution was happening at a whole all-time high. I ain't seen nobody bring that out yet, brother. So that's proof I've been on my stuff.
I did a whole video on it last week.
Oh, Revelation 1 and 9?
Yeah.
Yo, I thought I was the only one. Man, I thought I had something special. I thought I was special, man. I was about to be like, oh, Brother L don't know about this. I thought I was schooling you or something.
Nah, I'm playing, man. Hey, keep bringing it out, man.
Oh, you ain't hear it? See? That's mine, see? You heard it here today. From Preterist Kenneth, Revelation 1 and 9, about the tribulation is mine. Anybody still at, you better at me. That's my doctrine. That's my doctrine.
Hey, have a good one, man, and tell your wife and we all say hello. And we can't wait to meet her.
Definitely.
Get her out that closet. You try to keep her locked up so can't nobody see her.
What you mean? I'm in here by myself, man. Yeah, man, but I'm gonna catch you because I gotta go. All right, man. I'm gonna see you later.
All right, man. Hey,
all right, Shalom, bro.
All right, Shalom, my brother.
All
right, everybody. Oh, love and grace and peace to everybody out there, man. Y'all know how we do. We come together, we have a good time. But now we came up with an idea. So let's just see how that works out. Brother John, love you. Thank you for watching. And you asked what color was God. He was a spirit. So he didn't have no color, but the color that he chose to put his people in, the color or the nationality that he chose for his people in the old covenant was the Hebrew Israelites, who happened to be of melanated or black skin tone color. So that's why African Americans who has their heritage taken from them, and we have a lot of documents to prove that we're Hebrews. I mean, there's a lot of information out there to prove that we're actually Hebrews, but that's why we can hearken on that information just a little bit more. It's not an excluded group. I mean, it's not a secluded group. You know, anybody can get into it, but that's what we talk about sometimes, you know. It's not meant to make nobody feel no certain type of way. It's just something that brothers and sisters from a like background can relate to. But it is, hey, Mr. Bell, I'll give you a call when I park. So give me about 20 minutes. All right, and Brother Alvin, I'll be hollering at you tonight to let you know what time Saturday. But peace, blessings, shalom, shalom.